Hi, my name is Linry, and this is my review of LA Color's Glow line. This is a line that I think can only be found at Dollar Trees, and unfortunately I am missing 2 of them, but there's like 14 of them, so I have a majority of the collection. So just for transparency, I am missing the green slime and one of the blues freeze. So if you're looking for swatches of those, I'm so sorry I do not have them, but I have everything else. All of these polishes are in jelly formulas and they glow in the dark, but it is a grainy glow in the dark and you will see that grainy-ish texture in your nail polish. And because they're sold at Dollar Tree, that means they are $1.25. Oh yeah. Also, just gonna address the elephant in the room. I don't want to wear makeup today. Let's get into it. The first polish that is up is Bootastic. Now, again, these are all jelly polishes, so I'm gonna be repeating myself quite a lot. And I did swatch out every single one of these polishes in 3 coats, so there we go. I never got full coverage. This is a soft, delicate baby pink polish that I have to ask myself, is the polish in the room with us? I'm not sure if it was just my skin tone or my undertones that just made this polish wither away into nothing, but I could barely tell it was on my nails. I do think it would give you a your nails but better look, but unfortunately for me and my spaghetti Tupperware, it just couldn't give me that look at all. I could still see my stainage very much through this color, though if your stainage is minimal, unlike mine, which is pretty strong, or if you have like no stainage whatsoever, I do believe this would give you a your nails but better look, as it applied a soft, gentle, even coat. Now, I will say I was impressed with every single one of these polishes. Basically, they all laid down phenomenally. So you could get away with wearing this polish in 1 coat, 2 coats, or how I swatched it out in 3 coats. Now, in the dark, it does glow green, and I charged every single one of these glow-in-the-dark polishes with LED light. I did not use my UV light. UV light typically really charges glow-in-the-dark polish to an unrealistic standard if you don't have a UV light, so I stuck with the classic one that most people have access to, your flashlight or an LED light. It's the same. So charging this with an LED light, it did glow green, but I mean, it did glow green for 20 seconds. Oh my god. In all my swatch footage, you can watch the polish slowly die through my finger wiggles as the glow-in-the-dark is just quickly losing its charge. It is what it is. As this is just a jelly-based polish, it was easily removed with acetone. The next polish that is up is Shocking. It is this lovely bright pink polish on the nails, and I would say it did a phenomenal job of masking my spaghetti Tupperware. I could still see the stainage on my pinky, though my pinky is far more stained than the rest of my nails because in my topper Skittles, I use not pressed, Holo Taco's not pressed on my pinky, and that majorly stained. So my pinky has a lot more stainage than the rest of my fingers, so I could still see that, but on the rest of my fingers, it was really well masked. This is your classic Barbie hot pink polish, and I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it. Also, I found that that gritty texture just gave it such a beautiful kind of like fuzzy vibe to it, and I feel like it would work really well for like fairy wings or something like that. I feel like insect wings, this would work very well. And when I charged it with my LED light, it did glow orange in dark. It was kind of hard to tell. It seems like a very yellowy orange. Definitely I would call it orange, but like if you're seeing yellow, I 100% understand. It's just that like touching, you know? I swatched out Shocking in 3 coats, and as it is a jelly-based polish, it was easily removed with acetone. I didn't talk for long enough. This is why no one else does it this way. The next polish that is up is Love Potion. Now, I would consider this very much like a pinky red. It is what I would consider red, but in that candy kind of way, like a just muted down candy, not like red 40 dye kind of way, but like, you know what I'm saying, like a strawberry cream filling kind of way. This just had like elegant lady vibes to me, and I thoroughly did enjoy it. And again, like the previous polishes I swatched out, I found that it went down so beautifully in each coat that you could get away with wearing this in 1 coat, 2 coats, or how I wore it in 3 coats. And I also found that this polish did mask my spaghetti Tupperware. Again, my pinky was just a little yellow. I could just see it just a little bit. But again, my pinky is far more stained than the rest of my nails. And I found that this glowed yellow in the dark. Again, another 20 seconds at most, you can watch my footage slowly dying. Quickly dying, actually. I swatched out Love Potion in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. So, how's it going? How's your day? Having to do voiceovers is kind of butt, cause I didn't talk for long enough. Why'd I do this to myself? The next polish that is up is Sundawn, and ooh, this was a stunning color. With these oranges and yellows, there's always a risk of just making your nails look stained, especially in a jelly formula, but I found that this looks like a sunset orange, or like a little bit on that ripened pumpkin orange. It is so lovely on the nails, and of course, because it is an orange, it did mask my spaghetti Tupperware because my stainage is yellow, so I could not see my stainage whatsoever. I thoroughly enjoyed wearing this polish, and I wore this for, I believe, 5 days. I was nursing a nail break, and I was trying to just slowly grow it out with this polish, and I didn't experience any chipping or anything like that, so I think that the longevity of these polishes are pretty good, especially since I was wearing a peel-off base coat with this, and I was able to keep them on for 5 days. Let's go. 4 days. It's actually 4 days. I saw the date I took the photo on. I guess I'm a liar. I was able to keep it on for 4 days, which is fairly impressive for an LA Colors wear time. That's almost a week, and I feel like when I removed my peelies, I was like, oh yeah, I had a couple more days of this. You know, when you remove a peel-off base coat, you're like, oh, you were still very much on there. I thoroughly loved wearing this polish. Absolutely beautiful. It also glows yellow in the dark, which was really fun. I swatched out LA Colors Sundown in 3 coats, and as it is this jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone, though I did wear a peel-off base coat. The next polish that is up is Jack O, and this is kind of what I was talking about. You have to be careful with jelly polishes because it's just gonna look like you have smoker yellow nails, and I think I got a little bit of those. I feel like it doesn't look too like I'm dying, but it's getting pretty close. It is this yellowy orange color, and I find it so beautiful. This looks like a smoothie or a refreshing drink. You know, a tropical drink in this colorway? Yes, thank you. I know I just did describe it as smoker yellow, but in the bottle, it looks kind of like a little drink. That looks kind of tasty, okay? I feel like this would make a very cute color to gradient with. It also glowed yellow in the dark. Again, a 20-second charge. I swatched out Jacko in 3 coats, and as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. Bro, it's like I didn't even try to talk for long enough. Look at how much I have 18 seconds I have to fill here. What am I doing with my life? Why am I doing it this way? I don't know. Help. What? There's still more time to talk. Oh my god. The next polish that is up is Glow Rush. Now, again, it just looks like my nails are stained, but in a fun way, okay? It's very consistent. Honestly, I think this polish will work really well for glowing eyes, like in a bush or something like that. It definitely has that like yellow tinge you want from like a evil creature in the bush, but if you were to use this in nail art, it would definitely have to have a white backing, as again, this is a jelly polish, and I found that like to get that color payoff, it needed to be built up in 3 coats, though it did go down beautifully in 1 coat, 2 coats, and 3 coats. It just went down so evenly. And it glows yellow in the dark. I swatched out LA Colors Glow Rush in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. So if you picked any of these up, I'm super curious about other people's opinions of them, as I don't see any like swatch reviews of these, or like even like shorts. Like, what's everyone feeling? I'm surprised I just haven't heard anything about these. I don't know. The next polish that is up is Hazard. Now, finally, we're getting out of those natural yellow tones and into a just artificial yellow tone, so it no longer looks like my nails are stained. This is what I would consider an almost neon polish in this lovely, lovely colorway. I love me some yellow polish, so this is 10 out of 10. Now, unfortunately, unlike the other polishes in this collection, it didn't go down as nicely. I had a little bit of patchiness with application, though I do believe being careful with application would resolve that, though if you decided to wear this in one coat or two coats, I think it would just look like your nails are stained. And it glows green in the dark. I swatched out LA Colors Hazard in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. No peel-off base coat required. Okay, so I know I did describe this as like close to neon, but does it also feel weirdly close to pastel? Like there's just something so artificial about this color. I'm just having a hard time placing it. I know it's like a little bit chartreusey, like it's got like a drop of green in there, obviously, but man, I don't know. I'm kind of seeing pastel now too. So now I'm feeling like springy vibes. Or am I crazy? And this one was the most disappointing one. The next polish that is up is Creature. Oh, I was so looking forward to having like dead nails. Normally a blue jelly in this kind of tone gives you like that corpse nails vibe, and unfortunately this polish just went down patchy and uneven in every coat. Oh my goodness, I don't think I had even application across the board. Every single nail you can see bald spots and it just doesn't look good. I was thoroughly disappointed by this polish. It feels like the blue pigment base did not connect fully with the suspension base in this polish, because those patches, you're just seeing like giant divots to straight my nail. I don't know. And obviously I shook all these polishes before applying them, and I didn't have any application issues with any other polish except for Hazard, but that was like a kind of. This just didn't lay down nice, which breaks my heart. Oh, I do think this would probably be a safe to say skip unless I got a batch issue. I could have received a batch issue, so if you have this polish, please let me know your experience with Reacher, because I am very curious if I received a batch issue or not. And in the dark, it glows green. I swatched out LA Colors Creature in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. The next polish that is up is Jinx. Now this is definitely your elegant lady polish. This is your nails but with a purple tinge. And I found that it did cover up my spaghetti Tupperware on every single finger besides my pinky. So I think this will definitely give a lot of people your nails but better. This just felt so like regal and elegant on the nails. So I think I'm gonna get like some fairy core vibes with this polish. I think I can definitely get like some elegant flowers. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of nail art potential out of this polish. And it glows green in the dark. Again, 20 seconds, it's dead, but still a fun little party trick. I swatched out LA Colors Jinx in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it is easily removed with acetone. No peel-off base coat required. Now this is definitely a spring polish. 10 out of 10. I think I'm gonna get a lot of uses in nail art in spring, and it's gonna look so cute. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of pastels, but you know, I am a seasonal wearer of nail polish, so I have to have some spring polishes, you know? So, yay. Help me. The next polish that is up is Reaper. Oh my goodness gracious, this was so lovely. I loved it oh so much. This is like smoke on your nails, and I feel like I'm gonna get some like good nail art potential out of this, as it is that jelly-ish polish but not a pure black. So I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of uses out of this being like a gray-y, a smoky black, you know what I'm saying? This was absolutely lovely on the nails. I loved wearing it so much. Unfortunately, again on my pinky, I could see my spaghetti Tupperware. Not a huge deal, it's whatever. But if your standage is on the more extreme side, this is gonna struggle to cover it. I'm just so excited to get some actual nail art potential out of this. I've been missing a smoky jelly in my collection, so I'm so excited to add one. And it also glows green in the dark. Again, 20 seconds, blah, it's gone. I swatched out LA Colors Reaper in 3 coats. And as it is a jelly-based polish, it was easily removed with acetone. Oh, this is my last voiceover. I'm free. But I still have like 14 seconds. Oh no. Why, Past Linry? And the last polish that is up, it is the topper of the collection. It is a glow-in-the-dark topper called Glowing. Obviously, I swatched this in 1 coat over Holo Taco's 1 Coat Black, a white polish, Holo Taco's Brick Wall, Color Club Steel for 2, and the big old stainer of the Skittle. Holo Taco's Not Pressed. I found that actually its application over black was fairly impressive. You could see it was somewhat even. Obviously, it's a little bit streaky in some areas and patches, and that's how I kind of expect a glow-in-the-dark topper to react to black polish, not to lay down the best, so I was fairly impressed with its application. Obviously, I would avoid using this polish over a pure black or one of those polishes that touches black, as it seems to look fairly okay over my red, blue, and green, and it's basically invisible over my white. Now, I will say this polish had the weakest glow out of all of them. In the bottle, it looks so impressive. It's that lovely, lovely green charge, but I feel like this is definitely a glow-in-the-dark topper that's gonna need 2 coats to actually get some payoff, because you can see it's struggling for its life just to glow a little bit. But for $1.25, I'm not that mad at it. It still glowed, it still worked, and you know, that's all I can expect for a polish that's $1.25. I will say though, it did not glow over any other polish besides white. Every other color you're seeing, if you're seeing like a speck of glow, I was seeing the little speck, but I was seeing the nail basically be black and just a little pigments of glow in the dark. It was basically non-existent. I swatched out Glow in 1 coat, and as it is a topper and it's glow in the dark, it was easily removed with acetone. For my top picks of this collection, it definitely has to go to Reaper and Sundawn. These polishes looked so stunning on the nails. They exceeded my expectations of $1.25 for a bottle of polish. I am floored by them. They are so beautiful. And I would say it's probably best to skip Creature. Creature just didn't apply nicely, and if you're looking for like a jelly polish, Creature just did not meet my expectations whatsoever for a jelly polish, though I do think I am gonna get some nail art potential out of it, so that's all I can ask for a polish is as long as you're okay in nail art, you know, you still have a use within my collection. But as a full manicure, probably not gonna wear it again. And again, just to reiterate, the entire collection is of gritty glow-in-the-dark polishes, so if you don't like that gritty glow, this collection is probably not for you. These are all jelly polishes, which means you should always see your visible nail line, and each one of these polishes at most lasted 20 seconds in LED charged lighting. So my phone flash or my ring light. When I charged these with my UV lights, I got like an extra 10 seconds, and they did glow much brighter under the UV for like 5 seconds. So they were more bright for 5 seconds, but then still died the same amount of time, which is expected. And I picked up each and every single one of these polishes at a Dollar Tree near me, and they sold it in a giant just unit. It was not with the standard nail polish, so if you're checking your local Dollar Trees, make sure you look for the standalone carton, because we went to a couple Dollar Trees and it was the same exact stand. I think they just bulk shipped out those stands and then they just boop, put them in. They were not with the nail polish. But yeah, what did you all think? Are you interested in picking any of these up? I saw these last year and I could not find them, so I'm so happy to finally get my hands on them. They were worth the year-long wait. I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye! As it applied a very soft, gentle pink. As it applied a very soft, gentle coat. And I found that this glowed yellow in the, so I had a little bit of patchiness and fanaticaling, and as is a jelly based polish, this is gonna struggle to cap. Now, obviously I swatched this in one coat, the big ol' stainer of this, and the big ol' stainer of this skinner under the LED, under the